With you I feel like breaking rules, on the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two, playing around without a clue, on the edge, leaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say you do.
Hey everyone, my name is Natalie, also known as Knitty Natty. I am a knit and crochet designer and also a podcaster. I have new videos here on YouTube every single week, 2 videos a week. And I am really excited today because I am planning for fall. So right now it's August 15th, Saturday, August 15th, I think. And we are mid-August. And I know fall technically doesn't start until September 21st. But if you're a knitter and a crocheter and you want to prepare for the upcoming seasons, you kind of have to plan ahead. So I am going to be planning for my fall makes. And what that means for me is that I am going to plan my projects for September, October, and November. And I'm gonna do this with the full understanding that, like, yes, I'm planning that I might make this sweater or use this sock yarn, but also that I can change it at any time that I want to. It's just really fun for me to kind of make some goals. I wanna have more handmade items in my wardrobe, and so kind of like setting those goals ahead of time makes it more likely that I will get to them. But don't worry, I don't like super plan things out all the time. I definitely will like veer off where my feelings want me to go. So I really have no business starting anything new today. Like I said, it's mid-August and I am looking at my pile of whips and I have a lot of them. I'll show you them in a second, but I am hoping by planning my projects for like September, starting September 1st, I can be extra motivated to finish the current whips that I have going that are more of a summer vibe so that I can start those fall things come September. I am also hosting a fall garment make-along starting on August 21st. Again, we have to get ahead so that we can have things for fall, right? So later on in the video, I'm gonna go through all of the details on this fall garment make-along. Knitters and crocheters welcome, whips welcome, but again, I'll go through all of the details here in just a little bit. So for right now, I say we head over to the computer and get a little fall maker inspiration and see what's looking fun for fall and plan some projects. Let's go. Well, I just looked at the temperature and currently it is 106 degrees here where I live in North Texas, just outside of Dallas. Holy cow. I had no idea it was that hot today, except that my air conditioning is on constantly. So if you hear a slight hum in the background, it's the air conditioning. Sorry, I'm not turning it off. It's too hot. But you know what? That does not squash my fall spirit because I'm excited for fall, even though I live in a place where we have like summer, we have like hot summer and like summer, and then we have like sometimes like up and down summer, and then we have like fall, and then we don't really have winter. I don't know how to describe it. There's lots of funny memes about like Texas seasons and stuff, so maybe I can find one and put it in here. But I'm not discouraged. I am still going to make garments. Usually I can wear my knitwear like throughout the year, honestly. If I'm inside, I can wear sweaters and stuff. And I do find that I get cold in the months of like December, January, and February. So it's still worth it to me to make sweaters. I make a lot of things out of fingering weight for that reason, but I really want to make more sweaters. So that's gonna be one of the focuses here as I look for new patterns to make. But let's talk through first kind of, I have like an outline for the next couple of months, my main project that I want to be focusing on. And then of course, I always like to have socks going. And I also have some design ideas, though designing has kind of been more on the back burner lately as I've been doing a lot more stuff here on YouTube and then also going back to work. But I do still have ideas and I would love to share them with you, so let's do that next. All right, so here is what I have so far. I wanted to start with things that I absolutely knew that I wanted to make and then just kind of fill in from there. So I wrote out the next 3 months, September, October, November, and for each month I am going to have like a main focus project, potentially a secondary project, definitely some socks, and then also a design that I would like to focus on. 4 is enough for me, especially when I'm gonna be making big things like shawls and sweaters for the fall. So the very first thing that I definitely want to do is make a sweater for the fall and winter. I have something in mind, I'll show you in a little bit, that I think that I want to start with. The second thing that I know for sure is every October, I think it's October, I love participating in the West Knits mystery, like shawl mystery knit along. It is so much fun. I always learn a ton of new stitches and different techniques. So for October, I've like completely blocked off for that. I probably won't even have a secondary project because I've participated the last 2 years and never kept up, like never finished in time. So I want to just like be able to focus on that. And then in November, I think what I want to do is make a Christmas sweater. I don't know how Christmassy it'll be, like if it'll be green or white or red or what, but I want to make a new Christmas sweater. So I'm kind of like blocking off that month for that. So that's really all I have so far. I also haven't made a shawl in a really long time, and there's a brioche one that I really want to make, so I might do that. And then I've got some design ideas, and I don't know, that's just kind of how I'm planning for right now. It's very loose, it's very vague, it's not like super specific, but I feel like throughout the day I will have more specific ideas. And again, I'm not the kind of person who's like, okay, I made this plan, like I'm sticking to it. I will change it when I feel like it, when new opportunities come up. So that's just kind of how I plan for things like knitting and crochet. They can change all the time. So let's hop on the computer here and see what kinds of patterns we can find.
Keep it cool with you. I feel like breaking rules on the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us too, playing around without a clue. On the edge, leaning out. With us, it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us, it's all or nothing. But guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. With us, it's all or nothing. Ooh,
All right, let's first talk about sweaters. I have several sweaters pulled up here, and I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you on Ravelry, and I will just tell you I have Ravelry on the classic mode, so hopefully that is just okay for you and is not going to be like visually hard to see, but if it is, just skip through this next part. But I want to show you some photos real quick and talk to you about some of the patterns that I'm just loving here that I found on Ravelry. Okay, so the first one that I think is a guarantee that I'm going to make is the Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry. I've always loved the Weekender, but I'm not really like a huge DK or worsted weight person. And so when the Weekender Light came out, I immediately put it into my favorites, and I have some yarn that will work perfectly for it. So I think this is going to be my first cast on my September sweater. It's very, very like simple, and I think that's going to be perfect for fitting into my wardrobe. Some other things that I'm really liking, I have always loved this All of the Lights cardigan. I have this person's project favorited in particular because I really like the color that they chose, but this is definitely a more complicated project. This is by Joji Locatelli, so I don't know if I'm going to start this. This might be like a winter, maybe like a January cast on, but I've really, really loved All of the Lights. Okay, this is another designer that I just love. This is Knit Graffiti, Leslie Ann Robinson. This is actually all brioche, and I think this is just the prettiest cardigan. I love the texture. Here's some other samples of it. So this is definitely a contender if I somehow finish my first sweater and want to start another one. Okay, this I saw browsing through Hohi's patterns and I just loved it. I actually already had it in my favorites. This one is called, I think, Granito, and it's just really simple and totally something that I would like buy off the rack. I love the pockets and everything. I probably wouldn't do such a fuzzy yarn, but I think it's really pretty, so definitely a contender and in my favorites for later on. Okay, then I found some options for what I might do for a Christmas sweater. I don't know why, but I feel like my Christmas sweater has to have like baubles on it, like some texture. So this is Andrea Mowry's pattern. I guess it's like Fade Neve. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's got baubles and it's clearly a fade pattern. I'm not so sure if I'm gonna do traditional Christmas colors or if I would just do this all in white or in something completely different, but I really love the texture on this pattern. And then the other one is, I don't know, it's not similar, but it's also got like texture and it has stripes. So this would be really easy to go for like, I don't think I would do red and white. I feel like that's a little too candy cane, but maybe like green and white or even like all pink. And then like different colors for the stripes would be really fun, like a vintage Christmas. So I don't know, I think this one could be really fun. And both of those patterns, this one is Hohi, this is the textured pullover, and the Fade Neve, or however you say it, are, I think, DK weight. So they would go pretty quickly. I think I could do them in the month of November. Weirdly for me, I am not finding a ton of inspiration right now on Ravelry. I don't know if it's just like because we're in between seasons and like fall is gonna come in just a little bit and then there will be tons of new garment patterns, or just because like the hot right now is not always, like obviously it's what's been clicked on a lot and not necessarily like my style, obviously, because we're all different. But I've been finding a lot more inspiration on Instagram. So I might even, you know, throughout the fall, like when I see that like new sweater pattern, that might be something that I want to cast on. Although realistically, like I'm gonna make one sweater this fall. Like that's what's gonna happen. I feel like we all know that, but it is fun to plan and to dream. So yeah, I don't have all the blanks filled in yet, but I think I'm kind of itching to go over to my yarn shelf and just pull some things off that are looking really fun, kind of screaming fall to me, and that I want to start using up. So if you haven't already seen my yarn room tour, I will link that video so you can go check that out and you can see kind of like my minimal yarn room and what I kind of keep in my stash. I am gonna have a stash video coming out. I have that filmed. I just haven't put that one out yet, but it will be coming soon. I can show you exactly what I have in my stash, but my goal really is to use yarn from stash so that eventually I'll get to a point where I don't have very much, and whenever I do want to start a new project, I can, you know, pick the yarn that I'm in love with in that moment and not feel, for me, the guilt of having so many different sweater quantities and things that are in my stash still. So that's just how I feel. A lot of people really like having their stash at home so that they have options. For me, I'm going more towards like a minimalism mindset, and I'd rather not have anything here at home and just like when I'm ready, get what I am looking for. So everything over here is stuff that I still love. So we're gonna use it up now, and hopefully we can go through a couple sweater quantities here for the fall. Although for my Christmas sweater, I probably will buy yarn, and for my Stephen West shawl, I will buy yarn. So setting aside money in the budget for that now. But let's head over and pull some things off the shelf and see what yarn is like just screaming fall. I'm just wondering where you at. Just thought I'd call and wish you good night. I left my key under the mat. I don't get anything done, you're stuck on my mind. I keep on missing your touch, missing your vibe. This feeling might go when I say what we had. Won't you come on over? Don't you miss me too? Give it all you got, babe. Give it all you got, baby. I'd rather try it
Give it all you got, baby. Give me all you got.
All right, so I pulled some things off of the shelf here, and yeah, I pulled a lot of stuff off. I think I'm really wanting to make some garments for the fall, which is why I am doing a fall garment make along. So the details on that are all going to be linked here very soon, because we are starting on Friday, August 21st. It's going to be the most casual like garment make along ever. You can have whips, you can start something new. Really, there are not many rules except that you are making a garment. It doesn't have to be a fall garment per se. It can be any kind of garment, and a garment is just something that you wear as clothing. So whether it's a sweater, it could be a skirt, a dress, a cape. It just can't be something that's not a garment. So obviously, like not a sock, which I know clothing, but we're talking about like tops and bottoms. So no socks, no shawls. If you're like, is it a garment? It's probably not a garment, but feel free to ask me. So that's going to be the hashtag fall garment MAL for make along. So you can knit or crochet as many different things as you like, but the way that you participate is just by chatting on Ravelry and then using the hashtag on Instagram. I have several makers that are donating prizes, and the way that we are going to do the prizes is every month I'm going to put out a video on Instagram, on IGTV, and the month is going to be the 21st. So we're going to start August 21st, and then September 21st will be the beginning of our second month, and then October 21st will be the beginning of our third month. So 3 months of make along, and every month I'm going to have different prizes for you guys, and the prizes will be drawn from both Instagram and Ravelry. So basically, post as much as you like, chat as much as you like, and the more that you are just engaging, the more that you have a chance to win. So of course, please be making a garment, knit or crochet, one or multiple, in order to participate, and then of course just chat along. So I will have the first video out on August 21st on my Instagram at Knitty Natty, and I will explain all of the prizes that you can enter to win for that month. So every month on Ravelry there will be a new thread, so it'll say the dates at the top, like August 21st to September 20th will be our first month. And it's funny, I guess I picked the 21st because seasons start on the 21st. But I know that fall doesn't technically start until September 21st. But again, we're knitters and crocheters. We have to be ahead of the season. So this was a make along requested by you guys. You said, hey, I want to do garments together, and I need that motivation too. So that's what this is all about. But again, every detail will be down below because it will explain it a lot better than I did. And it's just gonna be fun, casual, supporting each other, chatting along, and some fun prizes along the way. We'll do some live videos and stuff too, but that is the gist of the fall garment make along. Okay, so let's look at this yarn that I pulled over here. So the first is this Knit Picks yarn that I've had for a long time. I picked it out to make something different, but I think this is what I'm going to do. I just forgot the name, Weekender Light. It is sort of a gray brown color, which is not something I typically wear, so it'll be interesting to see. But since it's kind of that like what's the right word for that? Heathered. Since it's heathered, I think it's going to be a really good texture for the Weekender Light, and I've got 8 skeins of this, so I think I have plenty of yarn. It's a 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon, and it's nice and soft. It's called Jackrabbit Heather, and so this is going to be the one sweater I believe I'm settled on. I'm going to start that maybe even September 1st, because again, I have so many things to finish for August. So many things. So that's going to be my very first one. I pulled these 2 huge, gigantic skeins because these are basically like a sweater and a ball. This is Miss Babs Katahdin. Let me show you how to spell that right there. And they are, I believe, 1,750 yards. They're huge. So you can literally do an entire sweater out of this, depending on, of course, does the sweater have long sleeves or is it super, super long? And of course, your size. So for me, I can make something, I can pretty much make a sweater out of this, which is really, really great. And so I've got a dark gray here. The dark gray is called Lead. And I think that would be really good for that ho-he sweater that had the pockets on the front, or there was another tunic that I was looking at, I don't think I showed, but it would be really good for that. And then this one, I'm a little unsure if I would end up liking it because it does have like more of a variegated look. I don't know if I would like that in a garment. I remember really liking this at the time that I bought it, which is another reason why I'm trying to clear out my stash so that I'm pretty much buying when I'm making, so that I know that I'm going to like the yarn, because this is a few years ago purchase and now I'm like, I don't know about that. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm for sure gonna get to either one of those, but they are really good for the fall. And then this yarn here, I actually think this might be what I do for my Christmas sweater, just so that I can use stash and don't have to buy more yarn. Now I know gray is not a Christmas color, so we'll say more like a winter sweater. I think this is a DK weight yarn. It is another Miss Babs. It's called Kunlun. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And the color is oyster, and it's just really shimmery, like shiny gray, and I love it. And I think it would be really good for that, what was it called? The Neve sweater with the baubles on it. I think it would be really pretty, and it would be like great throughout the winter. So these two yarns with the two Andrea Mowry sweaters, I think I am pretty much settled on. I also pulled this sock yarn over. This is a local Texas yarn, Suburban Stitcher, in the colorway Quinceañera. This was the DFW Fiberfest colorway this year, and it's just one of my favorite pinky colors. And I think it would be really fun to potentially maybe do some socks for the fall. I haven't picked out sock yarn for sure, except for October. I'm going to show you that in a second, but I do just really want to work with this color so badly because I love it so much. I might do something else with it, but I do just have the one skein, so we'll have to see. Okay, this yarn is already wound, and it was in a plastic bag because I tried to knit with it last year and I totally goofed it up. I can't believe it's been almost a year since I did that. So these are definitely going to be my October socks because they are, to me, very Halloween colors. I was gonna say Halloweeny colors. This is Brazen Stitchery, another Texas yarn dyer, and it's called In Skein in the Membrane because this yarn is from In Skein Yarns. So the reason this color goofed me up is that the stripes are uneven, and it actually says on here, I don't even know if I noticed this last year, variable stripe. And so I thought that there was an issue with the yarn because it was like, it did the three colors, the black, the orange, and the green, and they were skinny. And then they were like medium, and then they were thicker. And I was like, what is happening? So I need to really like think before I use this yarn, like how I cast it on, so that I can make two matching socks. But I have the mini skein to go with it. Now that I know that, I am ready for this year, and these are going to be my October socks. I went ahead and pulled out some fall bags. I keep my like holiday stuff separate from my other bags. So this one is a Harry Potter one. It's really, really cute. I think this is from the Ginger U. And then this one I got quite a few years ago. I'm trying to think, I will put the name at the bottom. No, Knit Style Yarns. Her friend makes these. She doesn't make them, but I got it with some Knit Style yarn. And this one is definitely perfect for Halloween. And then I also pulled out some markers. Let me open these up. I have all kinds of fun markers for Halloween and for the fall. So I'm really excited. I am definitely gonna start using these in September so that I can get like 2 months of use out of them because, I don't know, Halloween can start in September if you want it to. What else do I have? I think the rest of them are Christmas. I've definitely got some Christmas ones too, but several Halloween and fall ones. I am super excited to use those accessories. So tell me, what are you planning to work on for the fall? Are you making any fall-themed projects or accessories? Let me know if you'll be joining us for the fall garment make-along. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some inspiration to start some fall projects of your own. I will see you on Thursday with a new podcast episode.